Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to be looking at something pretty wild.
Wild is putting it mildly. I'd say it's more like a bizarre.
Huh? That's probably more accurate. So, Trump, Gretzky, and Canada, that's our combo today.
Yeah, we got a bunch of articles from you guys about Trump's latest activities, and wow, this is something else.
It all started with, well, a Christmas message. Pretty standard post-election stuff. But,
But Trump being Trump, he just had to, spice things up a little. Or a lot, depending on how you look at it.
okay, so let's break this down. Trump's Christmas message. What exactly did he say?
Well, he went on about, wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and all that, but then he kind of just threw this out there. He suggested Wayne Gretzky should, get this, think about a new career.
Wait, seriously, what? Like become a coach or something?
Oh, no, nothing that simple.
Yeah.
Trump suggested Gretzky should go into politics. Canadian politics, to be precise.
Hold on. He didn't actually suggest Gretzky run for prime minister, did he? He did. He really did. Said something like, draft Wayne Gretzky for prime minister.
Wow, okay. And just to be clear, Trump knows Gretzky is, well, Gretzky, like a Canadian icon.
Oh, yeah. He definitely knows. And to make it even weirder, he even threw in the idea of Gretzky becoming like a governor if Canada ever became part of the U.S., which he then jokingly called the 51st state.
Governor of Canada, that's not even a thing. Trump does have a history of making interesting comments about Canada.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Remember those 51st state comments he made a while back? This Christmas message, it feels like a jab disguised as holiday cheer.
So using humor to push a political message.
Exactly. Trump's a pro at that. Blending humor and provocation. Makes it hard to criticize him sometimes because, well, is he serious or is he joking?
All right, so we've got Trump and his message. But what about Gretzky? What was the reaction like when he, when he appeared with Trump?
Oh, the online reaction.
Right.
Total chaos. Some fans, they were over the moon seeing their hockey hero with Trump. But others, they were crushed. Felt like Gretzky had betrayed them somehow.
Yeah, I can see that. Gretzky's not just some hockey player. He's like a symbol of Canada for a lot of people.
Right.
And seeing him with Trump, who a lot of Canadians don't exactly see eye to eye with, it's got to be jarring.
It cuts deep, for sure. Gretzky's he represents Canadian values for so many people. To see him seemingly align himself with, well, someone who often seems to go against those values, it's a shock.
So it's bigger than just two guys hanging out. It's about like a clash of ideologies, right?
Well,
politics mixed with national identity.
you got it. And that's what makes this so fascinating. It's not just some political gossip. It shows how sports, celebrity, and all these deep beliefs, they all mix together.
Okay, so let's get specific. What did Gretzky's fans, especially in Canada, actually say about all this? How did they put their feelings into words?
The comments, they were raw. One fan said, Gretzky was my hero growing up. Seeing this hurts. Another one, they said something like, always loved Gretzky, but man, I'm so disappointed to see him support someone with, well, with Trump's character.
Wow, yeah, those are heavy. You can really feel the hurt in those comments, like they lost something important.
It is a loss in a way. Shows you the weight celebrities carry, especially ones like Gretzky. Their choices, they don't just affect them, they affect their fans too, big time. Especially when those choices seem to go against everything the fans believe in.
Makes you think, did Gretzky even realize what could happen? Did he underestimate how strongly Canadians feel about him, about their values, and about Trump?
It's a good question. Maybe he didn't see the backlash coming. Or maybe his friendship with Trump. It just meant more to him than how people might react.
It's a tough spot for anyone in the public eye, trying to balance your own beliefs with your image, with what your fans expect.
No doubt. And social media turns everything up to 11. You're always under a microscope.
So Trump maybe thought this whole Gretzky thing was a funny jab at Canada, but it's clear the impact goes way deeper. We're talking about national pride, about what it means to be a hero, and all the messy stuff that comes with being a public figure.
It's all tangled up together, isn't it? And at the heart of it, you have this emotional reaction. People are hurt, confused, angry. It shows how much these symbols, these heroes, they really matter to us.
And that's just scratching the surface. We haven't even gotten to the mastermind behind this whole thing yet, Donald Trump himself.
This wasn't just a random comment from Trump, though.
Yeah.
Suggesting Gretzky for prime minister. It kind of fits into a pattern with him, especially when it comes to Canada and Trudeau.
Okay, so there's like a strategy here, like he's playing 4D chess or something.
Yeah, you could say that to understand Trump, you have to look past the surface. He's a master of what we call dog whistle politics.
Dog whistle politics.
Is when he says stuff that sounds normal, maybe even like a joke. but it actually has a hidden meaning, a message for certain people.
So, with Gretzky, he wasn't serious, just sending a message to his supporters.
Exactly. It could be a way of, like, putting down Trudeau, saying even Gretzky could do a better job. Or it could be to attract Canadians who, aren't happy with how things are going.
It's wild how he can pack all that into a Christmas message.
He knows how to keep it simple, make people laugh.
Yeah.
It's easier to swallow that way, even if the message is kind of, controversial.
Like sneaking in his agenda with a smile.
Yeah, you could say that. And it works. He taps into that frustration some people feel, and he talks to them directly. Humor, emotions, it's all part of it.
So Gretzky's not just a random pick. He's tapping into that Canadian pride, but for his own reasons.
Exactly. Gretzky's not just any celebrity. He's like, Mr. Canada. So even joking about him gives Trump a little bit of that positive feeling.
Like he's trying to say, hey, we're all on the same team, even though his message might actually divide people.
Got it. He blends humor and serious stuff so well, keeps people guessing, and keeps them in the spotlight. Smart, but kind of sneaky, too.
We've talked a lot about Trump. But what about Canada's reaction? What did Trudeau and the rest of Canada say about this whole Gretzky thing?
Oh, it was a mix of everything.
Yeah.
Some people laughed it off, typical Trump being Trump. Others, not so happy. Worried about what this means for Canada and the U.S.
I mean, Trump hasn't always been the nicest to Canada, right?
Not really. He's used Canada as a target a few times. Trade wars, tariffs, always poking fun at Trudeau. It's a pattern.
So this Gretzky thing, it's not just a joke. It's part of how Trump tries to, show he's in charge compared to Canada.
Yeah, there's definitely that element to it. And that's what makes this whole thing so interesting. It's not just about a hockey player and a politician. It's about the power struggle between two countries, using famous people for political points and all the tension that's always there between countries.
It's crazy how a social media post can blow up into all this.
It's like a high-stakes chess game, and Trump's making his moves carefully and strategically.
And Gretzky, he's kind of caught in the middle, isn't he? Will this hurt how Canadians see him? Or will they still see him as their hero?
Only time will tell. But this definitely shows how fragile hero worship can be, how sports and politics get mixed up, and how powerful symbols are. They shape how we see the world.
We started with a Christmas message, and now we're talking about international relations and the meaning of heroes.
That's how it goes sometimes. You pull on one thread, and the whole thing starts to unravel. It shows how much is going on beneath the surface.
Okay, but let's not forget where this whole thing went viral. Social media. That's where the real drama unfolded, right?
Social media, it's like, giant microphone, right? Makes everything louder, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, and with this Gretzky thing, it's where all those emotions came pouring out, especially from Canadians who, well, a lot of them grew up with Gretzky as their hero.
Sports figures, they're not just athletes. They become symbols.
Right.
They represent something bigger, like values, dreams, even a whole country. So when they do something controversial, it's like those symbols get messed up.
Like their hero isn't who they thought they were.
Yeah, exactly. And social media gives everyone a voice to say how they feel about it. It's like a public therapy session where everyone's trying to figure out what it all means.
And we saw some of that in those comments we read earlier. But was there anything else, any bigger patterns in how Canadians reacted online?
Oh, yeah, definitely. One thing that stood out was the difference between older and younger Canadians.
How so?
Well, the older folks, the ones who watched Gretzky play, they were the ones who seemed really heartbroken, like they felt betrayed.
That makes sense. For them, Gretzky represents a different time, right? When things were simpler, maybe, and their heroes were, more pure or something.
It's like they're looking back on their childhood and now it's tainted because Gretzky did something that goes against everything they believe in.
And what about the younger Canadians? How did they see it?
They were more, I guess you could say, analytical about it, less emotional, more focused on the bigger picture.
So less about Gretzky letting them down personally and more about the politics of it all.
Yeah, exactly. They talked about how dangerous celebrity endorsements can be, how we got to keep sports and politics separate, and how even heroes need to be held accountable for their actions.
It's like they have a different relationship with Gretzky. Maybe they don't see him as this untouchable icon, so they can judge him more objectively.
It shows how our experiences shape how we see the world. What might be a huge betrayal to one person is just another news story to someone else.
This whole thing, it makes you think, right? What's the role of celebrities these days? Should we trust their opinions on politics? Should we hold them to a higher standard?
Those are big questions.
Yeah.
And there's no easy answer. Celebrities, they have a lot of power, especially with social media. They can change people's minds, get them to vote, even influence entire elections.
But like we saw with Gretzky, it can also backfire. Big time. You risk losing fans, hurting your reputation. It's a risky game to play.
It is. Celebrities got to be careful. Think about the impact of their words and actions, because people are watching and listening more than ever before.
They're walking a tightrope, aren't they? Trying to balance their own beliefs, their image, and what their fans want. One wrong step and it all falls apart.
It's a tough spot to be in. And in today's world, everything you do, it's under a microscope. No room for error, especially when you're dealing with something as sensitive as politics, as national identity.
Wow, we've covered a lot today. From a simple Christmas message to hockey legends to international relations to the power of social media. It's amazing how all these things are connected.
And it all started with a single social media post. It shows how much power those platforms have. They can spark conversations, expose emotions, and make us question everything we thought we knew.
This deep dive, it's given us a lot to think about. It reminds us that there's always more to the story than what we see on the surface, and that sometimes even our heroes can disappoint us.
That's the beauty of digging deeper, right? We get to uncover the hidden layers, the complexities, and in the end, we learn more about ourselves and the world around us.
Thank you everyone for joining us on this journey. It's been quite a ride.
It has. And as always, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep searching for those deeper connections that make life so interesting. Until next time.